All right, so another episode of Tokyo Revengers is in the books. This episode was called Re-Rise, and straight off the bat, the one thing that I want to chat about and talk to you guys about is just kind of the frustration I've been having with the main character, Takamichi. Right, like the episode opens up again with him hovering over Draken's body and him contemplating everything that's going on in his life when the reality of the situation is this dude just got stabbed up, like literally stabbed, like in the stomach stabbed, and he's like sitting there bleeding out. And Takamichi, instead of like instantly helping him up, seeing what the f he can do, calling the ambulance, calling the police, anybody, like he's just sitting there just contemplating his life, and it's just so frustrating to watch. And eventually, he screams out whatever. Mikey sees him, and Mikey's like, "Yo, take care of him, because obviously I can't break away." So he puts that on him, and eventually, Takamichi kind of breaks out of that funk, and finally it's like, okay, now I'm gonna get and do it. He puts him on his back and takes off. But Jesus Christ, the time it took for him to get to that point was just so frustrating to watch. Like over and over again. I get that this is like a redemption story for him, growing as a person, but like Jesus, dude, like you're 12, 15 years, whatever it is in the future, like you're an adult, you have all of that mentality that you've taken back in time with you. Like, yo, like stand your ground, like stand the f up. Like it's kind of really frustrating to watch. So let me know in the comments below, guys, because I'm going to talk a lot about this. Let me know in the comments below if you guys agree with me, or what are you guys thinking as you're watching this. As we moved on, the main thing that was like screaming out was like, yo, take out your cell phone, call 911. Thankfully, we came across Emma and Hina, and they had, as he was kind of trekking his way, carrying Draken, to just anywhere. Like this dude is not even thinking straight. But as he's carrying him, he sees Emma and Hina, and thankfully they were able to call an ambulance, and they're on their way. So now they have to track their way and make it to the spot that the ambulance is coming on. As they're waiting, then they get confronted again by Kiyomasa and his gang of goons. How do they find him? How did whatever the case is, they found him. They're there, and now he has to kind of like stand up and like kind of protect Hina, Emma, Draken, until the ambulance can get there. And he's freaking out, thinking about like, where's the ambulance? And Hina's like, yo, they're gonna take a while because it's raining. There's a festival. They have to go through a lot of BS to get here. So he now knows that he's between Kiyomasa's gang and Emma and Draken and stuff. As homeboy's bleeding out and all this again. As he begins to stand up, he's immediately about to back up again, which it's just again so these past couple episodes have just been so frustrating to watch. And I guess you can say, okay, that's good directing, that's good writing, making you kind of like begin to kind of hate the main character. But it's just so frustrating to watch. Like I actually like legitly if I wasn't reviewing it, I probably would just clicked off like, yo, I'll come back, because it's just so frustrating to watch. But he begins backing up again, because he just second guess absolutely everything that he does. So he begins backing up. Again, and he's like, okay, he's thinking about running away, and Draken comes to, and he notices that, and he kind of calls Takamichi out on his bullshit, and he was like, yo, go ahead, I'll take care of it. Even though this dude's bleeding, like he's such a pimp, right? Like he's bleeding out. He's like, don't worry, y'all get out of here. I'll figure it out, and Takamichi has a wake-up call, I guess you could say, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna finally stand up, because even Draken knows I was about to run away. I was about to be that same thing again. He then, I guess you could say, finds his balls. He finds himself, and he's like, I'm gonna challenge Kiyomasa. But instead of like, and this is again just so frustrating, like the whole episode, like I didn't enjoy it. But the whole episode, like he should have like ran in, like even Mikey as a kid faced danger. He ran in, sucker punch, sucker kick some dude in the face. Like he should have ran in and did the same thing with like the energy he had left before it left him. But instead, he slow walks up to Kiyomasa. You have to remember, this dude he's just stabbed Draken. Like, what are you doing just casually walking up to this dude? He just stabbed him, Like, before you could even say something to his face, he could slash you in the throat. Like, what an idiot. But he comes up to him. He challenges him on some BS from last time. Like, he just does all this kid stuff. And I get that he's gone in time. He is a kid now. But, like, yo, you're this 20, 30-year-old adult already. We went back into time. But he gets in front of him. He starts making his bold claims. It's a super lame speech. Drac and Emma Hina are like, yo, we believe in you, blah, blah, blah. And the whole time, I'm watching, I'm like, yo, this dude just got stabbed. He just stabbed up somebody. Like, yo, he's ready to stab another. And sure enough, the moment I said that, Kiyomasa grabs and just stabs this dude he just stabs Takemichi in the hand. And I'm like, yeah, what the hell did you think was about to happen? And then what Takemichi does, which is just so frustrating again, like, I mean, he gets the knife out of his hand. Cool, yeah. But instead of using that, like, okay, now this is my leverage, he just tosses it. I'm just like, okay. Just so frustrating. I'm like, yo, don't throw the knife, you idiot. And then he begins yelling and just it's just so frustrating to watch. Now, granted, he takes Kiyomasa on, he gets beaten up, he bites him. Finally, yeah, bite. Kick him in the balls. Do whatever you gotta do, man. Like, you're like 4 foot. This dude's like 12 feet tall. Do whatever you gotta do. Like, I totally get it. But he ends up biting him. Good for him. He ends up choking him out. He actually ends up succeeding at choking him out. Good for him. But now he has all these other gang members that he has to deal with, who again have knives, who are ready to stab up somebody. Like, they ain't right in the head. And again, you could just go pick up the knife and have that as leverage, but instead you don't, which is again. Is super frustrating. Draken comes to, he gets up, he's like, yo, let's do this. Again, he's a pimp. He's stabbed up, he's bleeding out, and he's still really ready to go and face them. He tells Takemichi that I could put you over with just a finger touch and you would fall over. And right before they're gonna have to do anything, thankfully Akun and friends, Takemichi's friends, they come and they help out. And just in time, they get their ass beat, but they get there just in time for like the ambulance to arrive. And pretty much that's the wrap for the episode. But man, like, yeah, I just gotta be, straight up. Like, I did not enjoy the episode at all. I thought it was, it was what it was. It's just terribly frustrating to watch. That's really all I gotta say is I just didn't enjoy watching it. If I wasn't reviewing it, I probably would have turned it off and just come back to it later. Definitely wasn't fun to watch. It was mostly just really frustrating. One of those yell at your TV kind of moments. But let me know what you guys thought about the episode down in the comments below, guys. Let me know if you guys have the same feelings I do, or is this really doing it for you? I kind of felt like we were doing so good with Tokyo Revengers. I was looking forward to it legit every single week. And because of just this hate that I'm starting to have for the main character, I'm just like, yo, I'm starting to really just like not look forward to it as much. And it's unfortunate. I'm not saying that I wanted some redemption, main character, cheesy, hero. He's suddenly the best. I get that they're building up to this. I know what they're doing. It's just, I don't know how I feel about it. Let me know what you guys feel down in the comments below. Let's chat. Let's talk. Let's discuss what you guys think. Watch these videos over here, guys. YouTube says it's best for you guys. And I'll see you guys next week on hopefully a better episode of Tokyo Revengers. Peace out, guys.